Go. Boom. Got the live going. Welcome everybody to Con Culture Podcast DLC.
Hello.
Getting the restream up and making sure we are streaming to the masses. Or, yep, no, it's working. It's working. I got us. I'm gonna share. Let's see. Share it in the group.
That's what I'm waiting for, to see it pop up so I can. Yep, there we are. Oh, look, I'm small again.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna have to be fighting to resize you. Oh, duh. There you go. See, one click, resized. That's what I love. I love this studio view. It really lets me get in to the nitty gritty here. Boop de boop de boop. All right. So it looks like we're firing on all cylinders. We could go ahead and start this podcast.
All right.
Start with our first topic. Boop de boop. One I'm very excited about and super pumped because we finally got. You were saying we didn't get a good in-depth look. Well, Brandon, we finally got the Ghost of Tsushima, a state of play that was beautiful. Not just beautiful, but marvelously beautiful.
10-15 minutes of different gameplay aspects, from action oriented to stealth oriented. The stealth oriented stuff did look really cool.
It was
and that
glorious.
that kind of what I was saying on the last one. You know, I'm used to the Tenchu style of like ninja samurai assassin type games, and that looks like it may kind of fill that void that I've been looking for.
I 100% agree. We got so much. Let me see if I got the right clip up here. I'm trying to get the clips. Yep, it's the state of play. So what you're going to see in the background here, or in the foreground right now, is the footage we got from the PlayStation State of Play. They released a lengthy trailer, if you will, and it was, everything about it was badass. It was so everything I wanted from it. It was an in-depth look at the game, the environment, the physics, the style of play. They gave us a description on how you could play the different styles of this game. But just looking at the footage on the screen right now it's the falling leaves, the beautiful scenery of Japan. I love that the colors aren't just there for colors. You can actually incorporate those into the gameplay, because if you find specific colored flowers, then you can change the color and customize your armor. So I think that's super dope.
The black and white old samurai movie style that you can play the game as too. I saw that, and that I think the stealth mechanics within the game, and then the aspect of being able to play this and make it look like an old school like samurai movie, I think that's what's really kind of like pushed me over to
the skeptical edge.
Yeah, where okay, this game looks cool, and I definitely want to try it out. And I was wrong on the last podcast. I thought that this was being developed by the same guys that did the Killzone games. It's actually the same guys who did the Infamous games, which I did enjoy the Infamous games. So I wanted to correct myself there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sucker Punch Studios is doing this one, and they look like they put an insane amount of work into it. I don't think they slouched in any way in their research. They wanted the fighting to be authentic. There was a quote that I saw this week was, the swords have to cut like swords. Like, they can't be paper towel little fucking holders. Like, they have to, when a sword is swung in the game, it has to do damage. So they really wanted a grounded feel, because we have samurai games. But they're more, hack and slash. They're very hack and slash. The samurai games we do have now are super hack and slash. But this is in stark contrast. This is very much a grounded game, like a Red Dead type of game, where you can ride around on your horse, you can customize what you're wearing, and the style of play, like you mentioned, you can either choose to do stealth or you can go all out and just go full samurai. The thing that they showed here that was really cool, if you notice, there's minimal data on the screen. They really want you immersed in this world. So what they did is, if you want to know which way to go, the wind actually, you can call on a gust of wind to kind of blow in the direction that they want you to go. As you see there, the gust of wind came in and kind of leads you to where you want to go. And as he's riding by, you can see plants lighting up because plants have different purposes. So I believe there's some medicinal plants. There's not just the plants that are dye. So I think that's cool as shit that they went through that level of detail. They don't want to push you in any direction, but if you need help at any point, you can kind of call on the wind to come and get you and tell you where you need to go. Look at the size of that map, too. It's supposed to be a really huge map, but you did have a concern the last time that you mentioned about the scale. You were like, it's one thing to make a huge open world game. It's another to make one that's fun to play in.
Yeah, because if you make it too big, it becomes more difficult to populate that map with stuff to do, to the point that and I'm trying to remember a game that did it really, really well, but you know, you don't want to be going for hours and hours and hours and just kind of while getting lost in the game world is fun. You don't want to like not have anything to do, because then you'll end up getting bored with the game.
Yeah.
And so having distractions along the way is okay as long as they're fun distractions and it's fun gameplay, and you're riding along. I guess Red Dead did this kind of well to a certain point where you're riding along, you may be going from one town to another, and some random thing will pop up on the side of the map, or something will trigger on your mini map that kind of draws your attention to go and kind of look at it. So I'm hopeful that these guys don't make the map too barren, or make it you have to travel long distances in between pockets of fun stuff to do.
Yeah, and then, they do have fast travel. That's one thing that we got to take a look at. You can actually fast travel once you've discovered some places, which I assume would be a huge advantage, because this is under, like, you get a fox too. You get a fox as your like spirit animal guide, and but yeah, the entire island's under Mongol invasion. So anytime you do choose to actually travel by riding through, you run the risk of running into the bandits, into the Mongol army, just like you did the bandits and robbers and thieves in Red Dead. So when you go anywhere in Red Dead, you have bounty hunters that you could get spotted by that are chasing you, the Pinkertons, anybody you start shit with, pretty much. So you run the risk of, if you choose to ride through this place. But no, I love the stealth kills. Are amazing, and I think really badass. Oh, look, you get to pet your pet fox, man. How cool is that? Yeah, I think the kills are going to be awesome. I'm going to have this cover my face so we can see you.
Nobody wants to see me.
Well, too bad now. You're the focus there. We can put it over here.
Oh man, so I should stop
no one in chat.
like picking my nose.
Yep. You're already on camera, buddy. It's too late. Too little, too late. But no, yeah, this game it looks phenomenal. I for one can't wait. It comes out in July, so we don't have a long wait to go. There are checkpoints that it looks like there's shrines and things that you unlock, and look at the size of that fucking thing. The scale is awesome, and what's coming up right now is actually the fighting style. So I'll have it take the full screen again, actually, just to show off Jin the Samurai. So this is different from stealth mode. When you're the samurai, you are heavily armored, you're suited up, and you're coming in to kick ass. This is probably going to be the majority of the way I play, because I suck at stealth, which is why I'm worried about The Last of Us 2 and us playing it. I'm going to suck ass at The Last of Us 2. I don't do well at stealth. I never have. I panic and I freak out, and then I end up shooting somebody way too early and triggering.
No,
The
see,
la-
that's the exact opposite for me. If there is a stealthy way to go in and take people out, that is
Mhm.
what I do. And if I mess up, I restart the whole thing over again. Like I want to be
Not even
the
at
like
checkpoint. You
stealthy
go all the
type.
way back to the beginning.
Go all the way
Fuck
over
that.
and start over because occasionally in some of these stealth games, if you take people out in like the wrong order, or if you get spotted or something like that, or if you reload a checkpoint, then it starts like their Passover, and then it can mess up how
Ah,
the order of taking enemies out.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
So for me, it's easier to just start over from the beginning and then start picking them off one by one.
Yeah. See, and that was a display right now that they just showed. You can see how effective these weapons are. They're not like normal, like Assassin's Creed. You can hack away at a person forever in the game. This one, the swords kill. Like the samurai strikes with precision, and you just see that one strike kills.
Yep.
So I love that it feels grounded. There are, oh fuck, that's brutal. The kills are awesome. You can block, parry, and there are going to be different types of enemies, so you can't use the same fighting style with everybody. You are going to have to mix it up depending on the type of enemy you're facing. You're dead. You're so dead. But no, this game is nuts. And coming up here in a second, we're going to get a look at the stealth one that I think, like you said, I haven't been good at a stealth game since Metal Gear, dude. Honestly, that was the last one I was good at. And even then, it was because you had so much help. And I love the map layout. Like when you do stealth in Metal Gear, you can see everyone walking everywhere. So it was literally just avoid the lights. It was kind of like Pac-Man, but a slower version of Pac-Man.
So this is probably going to be the way that I play the game almost exclusively. Just stealthy, ninja type, taking people out, using tricks to distract enemies, and then because also there's nothing more satisfying than sneaking up on an enemy and taking them out in a very, very stealthy way. Just in some games they make it so satisfying. The sounds that the enemies make,
Oof,
the way
this looks like it's gonna be one of them. That was brutal. Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. You just hear them like gurgling on the blood as you jam the knife up in their face. But
like this guy here, like tell me that doesn't look satisfying. Now keep in mind that I'm watching it on a slight delay here, so
Yeah.
like you're watching it, then there's the delay, then I'm watching it, then my response is in a delay. So yeah,
I try to
it's
minimize
just
the delay on this one
no
because
worries,
I'm
no
learning
worries.
how to do that. I'm learning how to
Nice.
minimize delays and stuff like that. But there were the fireworks that are coming up that you mentioned, and yeah, it distracts them. I love that they are using things like fireworks and shit like that. And once you got them distracted, you come in for that satisfying kill that you were talking about.
Yep, just right there.
Just dead as fuck. Dead as fuck. Wham! Sword right through the dude's shoulder there. Dead as shit. But
So yeah,
what I like is the
Go
Spider-Man
ahead.
aspect. The Spider-Man aspect that we have to it too.
Yeah.
The fucking grappling hook. Oh man, that makes me. I think the parkour in it looks cool and practical. It's not too Assassin's Creedy crazy, where he's like fucking just parkouring everything. I think it's effective. I think it's good. It's stealthy. He's walking in a good crouch when he needs to. He can move quickly or move slowly. As I say that, I think the scene's coming up where he's like parkouring across a pirate ship, but still, it's how you would assume they move. I don't see any like enemy alert icons on here as he's stealthing around.
There is slightly as enemies start to notice that he's there, you get this kind of like circle sort of arrow pointing.
Yeah.
To kind of let you know that hey, somebody's kind of picking
Catching
up on your location. Yeah, let's see if it shows it. Of course, now that I'm saying, or now that I'm trying, now that I'm waiting for it to show itself,
it's no longer going to appear. Yeah, no, I love that. Yeah, you're fighting
right there.
Oh shit.
Well, again,
no, I see it. No, I can see. I have my phone here. I can see what you're seeing. I see what you said.
So
But
yeah,
no,
that little
this is
kind of like half circle thing.
this is this is cool. An aspect I like here is that you are waging a guerrilla war. So you're actually sabotaging Mongol strongholds and weakening their forces. That's the goal of the game, is to wage a one-man war and increase your reputation and become the ghost. So if you haven't thought about watching Ghost of Tsushima, this is going to be the game. What up, Charles? I see you. Charles has joined us in the chat.
What's
there.
up?
What's up? What's up? We're just kind of showing the Ghost of Tsushima game we were talking about the last time. We got a really good look at it. The state of play that PlayStation did. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, I would highly suggest you YouTube that. Here we're just seeing the customization that you can do by getting the flowers that you see around the entire area.
They just did another state of play for The Last of Us 2 that I did not watch because I want to go into the game as
fresh,
blank as possible, which is really usually uncommon for me because usually I like to watch all the trailers. I like to for the most part, I can almost piece together the story before the game's even out just because of how I dissect trailers and stuff like that. But for The Last of Us 2, I've pretty much avoided everything that I possibly can. I did stumble upon some of the spoilers that were leaked because they were in my Facebook feed, and as I was scrolling through, some jerk off decided to post a screenshot of like a pretty major story spoiler. So I already know one major sort of like story aspect of it, but that's not going to deter me from playing the game. No. But I should also note that as far as this game and The Last of Us 2 goes, even though they have not been confirmed, I am going to wait for the PS5 versions of said games because I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that these games are going to be re-released sometime during the holiday for PS5. Heck, they may even be launch titles for the system, considering that the games come out before the PS5 does anyway. And I just have a really, really strong feeling that they're going to have different gameplay mechanics thrown into it. Like one of the things that they might do is I'm assuming that the DualSense in the DualSense controller is they're going to take a page from the Valve Index, where the controller can actually feel your like fingers and know how hard you're like gripping or know how many fingers you're actually gripping with, and you may be able to use that as a gameplay mechanic for steadying a bow as you're aiming. You know, like maybe the tighter you like squeeze the controller, the more control you have over the like bow.
That would be a cool way to do it.
And considering that I know that The Last of Us had a bow in it, I'm assuming The Last of Us 2 does, because I do think I've seen a trailer where Ellie uses one, and we just saw gameplay of Ghost where he's using a bow. Like that just kind of seems like a type of mechanic
function
that I could see them putting into it. I could be completely wrong, and DualSense could mean something completely different. But I just feel that if that is an actual mechanic built into the controller, that would be a really unique way and really cool way to utilize it.
Yeah.
They messed up our order.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's Belinda. We ordered some food and we got the wrong food, and she doesn't know what's going on. So I'm hoping they don't eat my cheese sticks. But we'll go on to the but that's the Ghost of Tsushima. That is that game. I'm all in. I'm not gonna wait. I don't have that kind of patience that you have. I will also get it for the PS5 though. I'm gonna have
keep in mind that I waited a year for the PC version of Red Dead 2.
So
waiting a few months for
the PS5 version.
For the PS5 version of these games, I think I can do that. On top of the original delay, because the game was supposed to come out spring of 2019.
Yeah.
No, 2018 got pushed to fall, or I don't remember. There was like a 6 to 8 month delay on the game.
Yeah.
Then it came out. Then I waited another year for the PC version. So I think I can wait a couple of months to play these games that I know I'm gonna play regardless. So
one game that you didn't have to wait on, that you actually already played, is Minecraft Dungeon. Me not having a graphics card to take advantage of the real-time ray tracing technology. I don't know what the fuck that looks like. It looks cool as shit.
So
I'm easily impressed. So I saw like realistic lighting, and I was like, ooh, that looks cool as fuck.
So Minecraft Dungeons doesn't have RTX to it. However, it's a dungeon crawler type game, so it's very much like Diablo. Very slow game to play on stream, especially the way that I play it, because when I play games like that, I cover every corner of the map before I move on to the next location. So I'm backtracking and going all over and stuff like that. But I mean, it's a dungeon crawler.
Yeah.
You run around, you kill enemies, you get loot. It's better than what you have. You use it. You run around, you kill enemies, rinse and repeat. The story seems okay. There's this one villager that's gotten some power, and now he's kind of taking over stuff, and you have to kind of fight back. It's nothing really to write home about. It's a fun game. If you have Game Pass, it's free. So if you have an Xbox, PC Game Pass, you can just download it and play it. That's actually the way that I'm playing it. I got it Game Pass on PC, and both my boys have been playing it. They actually play it together. So it's a fun time waster, but I don't think as of right now it
you
doesn't
wouldn't
really
spend money on
like,
it if you had to.
Well, considering the game's only like $20 anyway, I would probably pay $20 to play it if I wasn't already paying the $15 or so a month for the Game Pass. So
no, it makes sense. That makes total sense. That sounds unreal. Speaking of unreal, Brandon.
Well, that's a segue.
Oh, man.
That was a tremendous segue.
I tried. I think I nailed it. I'm pretty sure I nailed it.
Unreal Engine 5.
Yes, the Unreal Engine 5 is... Oh, man, I got to figure out how to do this, because the footage I have has a lot of lead up to it. I should have probably trimmed it, so we're going to do this really quick.
While you get that trimmed up, I'm going to explain why I don't think it's anything to get super excited about yet.
You're blaspheming, Brendan.
And here is the reason why. They say that it's running on PS5. It's not running on a PS5. It's running on a PS5 dev kit, which is the equivalent of like a mid to high range PC. They talk about in the video how they can import like movie quality assets into it and stuff like that. And while that sounds amazing, and believe me, the video footage shows that does look amazing. I got a question for you. How large do you think that demo is, size-wise? How much space on your hard drive do you think that demo with movie quality assets with no level of detail settings to where as it looks as good as it does from a mile away as it does when you're right up close to it? How large do you think those files are? I guarantee you that thing's probably running on a terabyte or more. I guarantee you.
Brandon.
So
we have M.2s, man.
Yeah, but your fastest M.2, unless you want to pay thousands of dollars for
which is not going to be
storage,
on a PS5.
You're looking at 1 to 2 terabytes tops. And as it stands right now, PS5 has 800 and whatever gigabytes on it. It's expandable, yeah, but at most you're looking at another 2 terabytes. So if that demo that they showed, which isn't a full game, contains no dialogue, contains no real story, contains a couple of rooms to it.
But look at these falling rocks that I'm showing now, man. You're gonna see them in a second here. Look at that. But how cool is that?
Yeah, but Red Dead Redemption 2 does that now.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't look this realistic, man. And the triangles, pixel level triangles, Brandon.
Which again, that's all stuff that has to be rendered in real time, and it's going to be taxing on the system. Which they say that it's running on a PS5. Yeah, this demo that was specifically designed and built around showcasing the capabilities of this new engine.
Yeah. Look at all them triangles. You'll see them in a second.
The technology is super cool, and it's gonna be amazing when it comes out. But I don't think it's gonna be as groundbreaking as everyone thinks it's going to be.
So
And I'm not
are you thinking
trying...
that because they won't be able to take advantage of those capabilities for another 2-3 years?
I think it's going to be
just
another 5-6 years before we see stuff on this level.
Yeah.
In just mainstream games, because the engine isn't supposed to be out until late next year anyway. So it's going to be 2022, 23 at the earliest before we start seeing games actually come out running on this thing. Then you're talking about, like, we won't see stuff like this in mainstream games until the PlayStation 6.
Shit.
And I'm willing to stand by that right now. You have me on video now. This is forever going to be on the internet.
Yeah,
I don't think
this is on the interwebs. If
I don't
a PS5 comes out and it's able to play like this, which I don't know. I don't put it
because think about it. Look at Ghost. Look at how Ghost looks, right?
Yeah.
Now that's not coming out on PS5, but again, you know that they're going to be porting that over.
Yes.
Look at high-end gaming PCs that can run games that look like this or almost look like this already. It's, I don't know, man. It seems like another thing, and I'm glad that I put this in my notes. You don't see any foliage in this, or you see very little foliage.
It's all rigid structures.
Rocks are easy to render.
Yeah.
But once you start adding grass and foliage, I mean, look at the entire demo. It's
things that
rocks
flow.
and desert. You start throwing foliage into it.
But look at those fluid physics when she's walking through the puddles, though, man.
You know what? I'm not impressed by those. By those fluid physics.
They look really standard. That was a really tiny puddle.
Which, again, if you look at how they're doing it, they're trying, like, they're showing it a little bit, but they're not focusing on the fluid simulation. There's mods for Skyrim out there that do better fluid simulation than this. Now,
and that's what we love about PC gaming, though, is that you can take something that's close to this, mod it, and have superior fucking performance too.
So look at Minecraft. When Nvidia and Microsoft announced that RTX was coming to Minecraft, not a few months later, the Java edition had an RTX mod to it, to where you could play the Java version that looked like the RTX ones, all doing the light simulation through software instead of hardware.
Yeah.
So, like, this looks good, don't get me wrong, but I don't think we're gonna see stuff like this at any time. On top of that, I don't see game studios spending the time, effort, and money to create movie quality texture assets to load into their games. It's just not going to be worth the time invested, because one of the other notes that I have on here is you're not really going to notice a lot of this stuff when you're playing a game, especially like a fast-paced game. Like, imagine Fortnite 2 or Fortnite 3, okay? Or maybe something slightly different than Fortnite. And I'm only using that because it's a game that's
like a Call of Duty when you're running and you're in and out.
When you're running and gunning, you're not noticing this. You're not noticing the real-time ray tracing. Like, you're worried about the target that you have to put rounds on. You're not. You're not.
I think this is more for a Lara Croft type game, like a Tomb Raider, an Uncharted. This is lending itself very well to PS5.
It looks like like when I first saw this demo, I was like, holy crap, this looks just like Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Like we need a new Tomb Raider that kind of disregards the Tomb Raider reboot and goes back to like Laura's roots, where she's like going through tombs and her only enemies are tigers and dinosaurs and stuff like that, like from the old school Tomb Raider games.
Yeah. That's crazy. Well, I like this tomb that she's in now. The level of detail on each statue. You're right. If I'm playing this game in a shoot, run and gun, I don't care that every one of these statues has the exact same level of detail put into it, individually crafted. Like all the statues you're gonna see coming up when she opens the light chamber here. It looks cool as fuck here. It looks cool as fuck here. Don't get me wrong, but you kind of pointed out now. All I see is rigid structures. So now you're just noticing it coming across your screen that it's lighting up all those statues there.
Yep.
They're all badass as fuck, and the level of detail in every one of those statues is is as good as it was when she was walking right past him. As she's running out here, you'll be seeing it soon. But what about these fallen rocks, though, Brandon? We got a lot of fallen rocks when she goes and flies off and does her thing into the portal.
So yeah, once you start taking fluid simulations into account and foliage simulations and stuff like that, the physics of the cloth on her clothes, of her hair, like this is like, if this is running on a PS5, it is. I guarantee you, this thing is pushing that system to its absolute max, which is kind of.
This parkour scene is so cool, though.
Kind of upsetting to me, because I don't want to see what the system's like max capabilities are right out the gate. I want the developers to eventually figure out tricks to harness more power from it. But I don't know. It's exciting.
Look at that parkour, though, Brandon. Think of the Iron Man game you could make with that shit.
No. I don't know, man. It's if developers are able to pull stuff like this off and make a full game out of it, I'll gladly come on here and eat my words. I really will. But I don't see stuff that looks that good for an entire game. Or if it does, we won't see it for like plan on 2025 at the earliest.
I'm okay with that. I'm good with that. I can do 2025. I get it. So Unreal Engine is just that, Unreal. On a PS5. On a PS5 running normal. I can totally see what you're saying there. So hopefully somebody can take advantage of that. Shit looks cool. I love the lighting. I'm sorry. I'm easily impressed, Brandon. You give me some fancy light tricks and I'm all on board, man. I'm all on board.
I think that we'll probably see games like that around the time that they release the PS5 Pro or whatever mid-generational upgrade they end up doing this year or doing this console generation, because now that they know that people will buy pro versions of their consoles or slightly souped up versions of the consoles, that is just going to be the norm. Every 6 to 8 years we're going to get a major console boost, and in between that we're going to get like a minor boost where maybe we'll finally get a full terabyte of storage on the PS5 Pro. What up, Art?
So we'll put it on the wish list. Speaking of wish list, another smooth transition there. E3 wish list. Your E3 wish list. What do you want to see from E3?
Metroid Prime 4.
That's
I have been wanting to see more of that game since they announced it at E3 like 3 or 4 years ago. I'm a huge fan of the Metroid series. I was a fan of the Metroid Prime series. It's coming to Switch. So I am excited for a legit first-person Metroid game. Because the others, while they were first person, they had the gimmicks where you like use the analog stick to control Samus's movements and you would aim with the Wiimote. I don't want that. I want to sit down, pro controller, dual analog sticks, run and gun like any normal first person shooter. I know that this one is a stretch, but I would absolutely. I've said this before, so I'm still kind of on the fence about getting a PS5 at launch. I'm leaning more towards getting one, but if Sony were to come out and say, hey, guess what? We're working on God of War 2, and it's a launch title for the PS5, I'd be hauling ass to go and reserve one of those systems. So like I said, I know it's a stretch, but maybe we'll get our first glimpse at God of War 2. If we see anything, it's going to be like a short teaser. If we see anything this year, I think it'll be like a short teaser with like a full title reveal, because there was a PS4 theme that they released a year or so ago that shows Kratos and his son. They're on a boat in the middle of the lake from the game, and on the boat there's like runes etched into it, and apparently somebody translated the runes, and the runes translate to Ragnarok. So everybody's thinking that like the next God of War is going to be God of War Ragnarok or something like that.
I don't think so. I think they're milking a trilogy out of it.
Well, yeah. But I think that this will be the start
of
Ragnarok. where Kratos is the cause of Ragnarok. Because
sense.
since you killed, spoiler alert for those who haven't played a game that released
I still plan
2
on
years ago.
beating this. Brandon?
Well, you're outside of the realm of spoiler.
Yeah.
You end up killing like the main bad guy. He's one of Thor's brothers.
Yeah.
And then after you beat the game, what a lot of people don't realize is if you go back to your house and you go in, it triggers one final cutscene in the game that Kratos and his son, they wake up several years later, it says, and oh yeah, that's right. Art was going to start playing it now too. I don't want to do this.
Sucks for him.
Damn it.
That's too long. That's too long. Well, just say that it hints towards something then. We'll do that.
It definitely hints towards something that I'm pretty certain I know who the like big baddie of the second game will be. And then when you kill this character, because that's the way the God of War games go, then you're going to face off against Odin, and you're going to end up wiping out the entire Norse pantheon, if that's what they're referred to as. So yeah, I think that's going to be the route that they end up going, and yeah, it's a really cool tease, and I didn't ruin anything. What did I say? Anyway,
I knew he was gonna talk shit.
But yeah, it's if we get anything this year from God of War, it's going to be a teaser that maybe shows Kratos and his son. Maybe Kratos has a slightly different look now. Maybe his beard's longer. His son's a little bit older now. And then, something happens, they encounter something, and then, that kind of triggers Kratos, grabbing his axe, and if they continue how they have with the other God of War
games. I think his son dies in the second game.
Finish the first game.
Dies in the second game, and then...
Okay,
I'll finish the first game. No,
but
finish the first game.
death is not a permanent thing in the God of War universe. Kratos has died multiple times and has come back from the dead. Mm-hmm. So... and it's already established in the first God of War that you can go to the underworld, so it'd be easy for him to go to the underworld and rescue to get his son back, which actually could
that'd be a cool start to the game.
Play into other stuff because you see Zeus in the underworld, so maybe Kratos has to face off against Zeus. There's so many ways.
Fun, man. That's fun. That sounds fun as fuck. You get to just play with mythology.
Yeah.
No smooth transition here. Boom. Quick bites.
What about yours?
What about mine? Oh yeah. My top thing. It's real cheesy because we've already seen a good look at it, but I want a state of play type deep dive into the Avengers game. I want a big good look at it before the release. I want custom suits. I want to see the custom armors you can use. I want to get hints of expandable characters. No, you can't. That's what I want. That's all I'm waiting for is that Avengers game. I want a cyberpunk 30-minute type look at the Avengers game. I want expanded cast announcements. I want DLC announcements already. I want fucking Mr. Grey and like some deep dive Moon Knight type character announcements.
I don't know, man. I'm not.
Don't do it. Don't do it. That's my.
Looking at the Avengers game, I see like the discounted version of the characters. I see like the Dollar General version of the characters.
That's what I'm saying. I need updated skins that give you the comic book feel you want.
I guarantee you some of the DLC that they release for this game will be movie costumes.
Yeah.
They'll end up giving you like Iron Man's Mark. Which one did he have?
42.
Which one did he have in the first Avengers? Wasn't that like the Mark 7 or something like that? You'll end up getting that one. You'll probably get Thor's outfit from Infinity War. You'll get
I think you'll get the Endgame Mark 50. That one's so fucking iconic.
Maybe.
I believe.
But yeah, you'll end up getting a Professor Hulk skin where he has glasses.
Yeah.
My
brother has a good one. He wants to see a GTA 6 preview or a new Spider-Man preview.
Spider-Man maybe.
Spider-Man for the PS4 because they said they have because it got postponed, the PlayStation thing got postponed that we were going to talk about this week. PlayStation said they're gonna have games at launch that are PS5 ready. Like they're built for the PS5. They're exclusives. It's
I
not
hope so.
Ghost of Tsushima upgrading, but you have something to play from day one. And a Spider-Man game would be cool as fuck.
So we probably won't get our first look at a GTA 6 for at least another 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, this one's still running good and fine.
Because think about how much time there was between GTA 5 and Red Dead 2. True. GTA 5 originally came out in 2013, and then we didn't get our first look at Red Dead 2 till like 17. So you can definitely expect a GTA look. I'd say 2025 at the earliest. Like 2025 is probably looking like it's going to be a really good gaming year. And typically Rockstar stays away from E3. Very, very rarely do they show up at E3 with anything. They did it with GTA 5 because they were re-releasing the game on next-gen consoles on Xbox One and PS4. Yeah. But typically Rockstar kind of just releases their stuff right around E3, but they don't go to any sort of show because they don't want to show. Yeah, they don't want to be part of Sony. They don't want to be part of Microsoft. They just want to be like, boom, we're Rockstar. Here's our stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty boss. That's a pretty boss way to do it. But we'll see. We'll see what we get on E3. I'm excited as fuck. Hopefully we get a ton of kick-ass trailers. Indie developers are always fun to watch too. But the quick
I was actually planning on live streaming the PlayStation thing on Thursday, but now that it's been postponed due to the world ending and everything, like we are
due to 2020.
We are quickly approaching real life being like some of these game worlds do. Yeah. Like yes. We're just a few bad nights away from real life GTA.
Yeah. And you gotta fight for it. Or what is it? Shit. State of Decay.
Yeah. The Last of Us.
A couple weeks away from State of Decay. Yeah, we just gotta fuck it all up.
We are not that far away from those game worlds being real.
Yes, sir. So, the quick bites. What news tips do we got? I know you mentioned...
Real quick, should we explain what the quick bites are? Since this is kind of a
True. It's a news segment. Quick bites is our segment of news that is just kind of not long enough to hold a segment to, but, they're cool shit, cool little news tips, like the PlayStation conference being delayed due to the current state of affairs in the country and the issues. They did release a statement saying they support black creators, black developers, and that's out of respect for that. They don't want to kind of change the conversation, so they're postponing their event. So that would be something that we put in the quick bites, not something that you can really dive deep into like the game footage. So that's what the quick bite section is. What other quick bites you got, Brandon?
So I just wanted to comment on this because I did the review for Final Fantasy VII on the last episode. To no one's surprise, it was the big seller for April. It was the top selling game for the month of April. I don't know what May's was. Honestly, I don't even think those numbers would probably be out yet, considering it's only June 1st.
Yeah.
But for our next episode,
we'll find out what May's is.
That may be something to just talk about. Top selling game for the previous month and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 is getting a remaster, re-release something, and I was excited for it at first, but the more I think about it, I'm not. And the reason for that is I have a sinking suspicion this thing is going to be riddled with microtransactions. The game seems like it's probably primed for it.
Yeah.
With cosmetic changes,
customizable skateboard, color changing wheels.
Like I can picture, because they've done it before, I can picture Activision selling a sticker for your skateboard for like 50 cents.
Like decals and skins and shit.
And like I said, they've done it before because they did it with Black Ops 4. They sold a targeting reticule that, if memory serves correctly, it was just a different color from one that was already in the game, and they were selling it for like 50 cents.
Let's hope we don't get microtransaction to death, man, because that would suck. Also, I don't have footage of it, but you posted it earlier on Facebook. The deep fake Robert Downey Jr., Keanu Reeves in Mortal Kombat
as Scorpion and
as
Sub-Zero.
Scorpion
You
and
know what?
Sub-Zero.
I would go watch a movie with those two as Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Yes! Fuck yes. You want a fan cast? Learn how to code. You can now deep fake onto these, and then you can fan cast all you want, dude.
Deep fake anyone into anything. I saw one the other day, and I'm trying to remember what it was, but I was like, wow, this is actually really cool.
Yeah.
And since I can't remember who it was, it has no bearing on what we're saying right now. Remember what it was. Moving on.
Moving on. I'm wondering if it's me who has an. It was me who had an echo.
Was it you? Okay,
God
that's.
Damn it. Me the entire episode had an echo too. So.
I couldn't hear it.
Stream, you couldn't hear it?
I couldn't hear it. No.
Oh well. Yeah. It is what it is. I fixed it. I fixed it.
You want to know why I couldn't hear it?
Why?
Because I have the stream muted and I'm listening to you directly. So of course I'm not going to hear it because we're talking here.
Yeah,
but so yeah, that's why I couldn't hear
reference. It. And it's a rookie mistake that I made the first few times we did the podcast. But being that I built a new computer to operate this thing, it's running smoothly though. I have no glitches, no freezing, no nothing.
That's good.
My temperature in there is cool as fuck because it's got like 4 fans
nice.
circulating a nice little pull in air,
push pull.
It out. Is that push pull? Push pull.
Yeah,
push pull. I got a nice little push pull configuration. Yeah, and fucking, it's awesome. But that's now Juan sounds really low. I know why I sound really low, Mel. Now I sound really high. There you go. Is that better? Am I good now? Can you hear me now? There's going to be a delay for it, but it's good that they can do it now because I have to podcast later this week, and I need to sound good, and that is literally what it was. Was that?
So I've got one more thing that I kind of had an epiphany about.
What's your last quick bite? What you got?
This isn't necessarily a quick bite, but it's more of a theory that I have coming up as far as gaming goes, and I'll preference this with Microsoft, Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Who else has one?
Blizzard.
EA. All have subscription services now for their games.
Oh.
And that seems like a really cool idea. I subscribe to 2 of them. I have Uplay Plus and I have the Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
But because now you have access to a library of games at your fingertips whenever you want, and they're constantly adding more games to it, I think pro gaming is going to start to take a downturn. I think that we're going to see fewer and fewer pro gamers because what's the standard to become a expert? It's what, 10,000 hours and you're considered a expert at what you do. Well, when you have access to all these different games now, you don't have people who are playing only Counter-Strike, only Halo, only Call of Duty. You know, guys who spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours playing these games. You're still going to have people who play those games exclusively because they enjoy playing them, and they're going to invest, the thousands of hours into it. But for somebody like me, I'll play it and I'll be like, oh, I like this. I'll play it with friends, but I won't invest thousands and thousands and thousands of hours into it. And so I think that with this next generation of gamers that are growing up, like my kids, your kids, now that they have access to these subscription services for games, you're going to start to see the level of pro gamer, or even just the number of pro gamers, start to dwindle because you're not going to
be in and out of different games.
Exactly.
As opposed to mastering the shit out of Fortnite.
Like when I was younger, I could only play the games that I have, and the only game that I had when I was, my oldest son's age at the time that you could consider to be kind of like a pro gaming type game was Street Fighter 2, and I played the crap out of Street Fighter 2. And so, you play this one game over and over and over and over and over again, you get better and better and better at it.
Yes.
Well, again, now that, if I'm bored with Street Fighter 2, I can just go to Uplay Plus, and I can download, Assassin's Creed Valhalla the day it launches because it's going to be available. I can quickly move on to the next game. So it's just a thought that I had. I don't know if anyone else thinks the same thing. I don't know if that thought makes any sense. I think it does. And
it sounded good when you formulated it in your brain.
And if anyone else thinks I'm wrong, I'll fight them. Yeah, I'm not afraid to fight.
Fist fight.
Street Fighter fight.
It's the only way to solve it. But yeah.
I just wanted to kind of shoehorn that in there because it was something that I thought something I thought of since our last one, and I wanted to kind of share it just to get my opinions out there.
That makes a lot of sense. They're on record. So now if gaming takes off and you were wrong, you're done for, dude.
Right now, everybody's
your credibility's in the tank, along with the PS5.
Everybody
playing the Unreal Engine 5, and games are gonna look that good next year. All your predictions. This is gonna be the episode they go back to say this is where he got everything fucking wrong.
Hey Art, real fast. It's I want to say it's $15 a month, but it gives you access to. I think there's like almost 100 games in their library, with The Division 2 being one of them. So when we get your PC built, we'll get you the Uplay Plus, and you'll get The Division, and then we can run on that and start shooting people in the face. And while you're waiting for that, start working on your characters so that the three of us can start running the in-game stuff.
Fucking A. I'm pretty sure I can run Division on the machine I built now, but I am working on my $1,500 behemoth piece by piece.
So yeah, it's not fewer gamers, Art. It's fewer gamers at that professional level, like Overwatch or League of Legends, professional PvPers on World of Warcraft. The guys that spend, thousands and thousands and thousands of hours playing the one game over and over and over again, where they learn all the tricks and they can literally play some of these games just by muscle memory alone. I think that we're going to slowly start seeing fewer pro gamers at that level start to kind of go away, and the number of gamers in general, I think, will climb as gaming becomes much
more accessible,
more available to
portable,
people, more accessible and stuff like that. PC parts are going to start coming down. Consoles are going to become more readily available. Heck, I mean, pretty much everybody has a gaming device on them 24/7 now. So,
and now you're going to be able to Stadia your game from there to your phone to back on the device.
Don't you ever talk of Stadia again.
I was using that as an example. You're going to be able to do that with your PlayStation, your Xbox. You're going to be able to jump across devices. You're not going to be tethered to your Xbox.
Yeah.
You can already go from your Xbox to your PC.
The Microsoft xCloud is their cloud gaming platform that they're working on, and apparently it's super sweet. I got an invite to it when it first kind of went live, but it was for an Android device, and I don't have an Android.
Sucks device to be you.
Or let me rephrase that. I don't have an Android device that I want to put it on.
That makes sense.
But I've heard nothing but good things about it. I'm just waiting for it to become, I'm waiting for it to become available on like PC. So this is where I can download the app on PC and I can try it. NVIDIA GeForce Now, that thing's been around for years, since the original flip-top NVIDIA Shield device, which I had until one of my kids decided to fling it across the room and break the screen. You cannot order replacement screens for those things. They are very, very hard to find, and if you do find one, they're more expensive than the unit now.
It's already niche as it is. You're going super niche, but that's the future, folks. That is this week's episode of COD Culture Podcast DLC. We hope you enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. We enjoyed doing it. We will be back. Now we're not sure. We were going to be back again later this week with the PlayStation wrap up, but now we will just wait and see. Probably see you in a couple weeks with another episode. I need to buy a ring light. When it gets dark, I forgot to turn the light on. I'm fucking just fading away here into the darkness. But thank you guys so much for listening. Thank y'all for watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode.